on here?
No. Yeah. Put it on your shorts.
You ask me some leading questions.
How
do I feel about communism?
Yes, or leading. Like, how far can you throw the ball? That's a lead. No, that's a good leading. So, what would you have done different in that open workout?
Well, I would have listened to everybody else who was saying run faster.
Because I did tell you to run a little slower.
Because I can run, but mostly because I was anticipating the burpees being worse than they were, and they were pretty bad.
They were pretty bad.
I mean,
But
it
was never too bad because the run was a break. I was getting a major break in the run.
Yeah.
But I thought I needed it, and I guess looking back now, I didn't.
Well, so here's the thing. Yes and no. Everybody else stopped, and you never stopped. So there's a break.
Did you guys hear that?
Yeah. There's a break in there somewhere where you did it right in that you never stopped your burpees.
Yeah. Which is
you could have probably gone faster on the run.
It's a hard balance to find where you go hard enough to where you're not going to be hands on knees, but not too easy.
Like what you're good at.
Yeah.
Right.
So you know you can run, you know you can do push-ups.
True.
Yeah.
So if the struggle is going to be the thruster.
Yeah.
Right. Well, even then the struggle is not the thruster because you could literally wait 4.5 minutes.
Right.
Well, and I'm not sure.
I hit one.
I PR'd my thruster.
So that's pretty cool.
So that tells you that I probably didn't work out hard enough on this first one.
No, not necessarily, because a lot of times that we've came to the conclusion on this, it's on your shirt.
It's a microphone.
microphone.
I'm getting interviewed by
Testing.
Andy.
You're not being recorded though.
Okay.
You are.
Okay,
the
cool.
thruster, though, is if you were to go in, like, say, okay, I'm going to give you 20 minutes to do 1 rep max, your adrenaline is not there,
true.
the anticipation's
Yeah.
not there.
True.
But you go
Focus.
there and you're like, I got to do this, I have 4 minutes.
Right.
You tend to push yourself in those
That's
little
true.
windows more. So, I mean, we got a lot of PRs on thrusters.
Right.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Well,
I mean,
and so
people that you wouldn't like that have done it a bunch of times. Tim Moy got a 10-pound pull.
wow. So I think it's also because it's not a press, so I'm not going to tire it out. And I just did a burpee pull-up, which is very similar to a thruster. So you just did a bunch of work to loosen up.
Yeah.
And then we didn't spend all this time with heavy loading. So I guess the real
I
question...
did do a deadlift 1 rep max before
That's true.
this CrossFit workout.
I mean, I'm hoping tonight you come early and you do it.
No.
So I think this lift at the end doesn't make you stronger. This is just a showcase lift. What makes you stronger is doing it with intensity, so a moderate load done at, so like a 65% load at 12 minutes is what we do in CrossFit versus the I don't know. We'll see in a few months. I've got it changed up a little bit for the instead of 1 reps, we'll do 3 rep maxes. But weirdly, I have a workout that is almost this. So it's a 3 rep max at the end with a thruster. I might just throw it out and do this one again.
Right. Yeah.
Because I
love it.
And now everybody knows, like.
Yeah. Well, what these do for me is, so I've just read a couple of books back to back to back that I had no idea were interrelated the way that they are. And that is, all of them had a common theme woven throughout it of, we are capable of way more than our minds let us think we are. And so to kind of just survive the workout, but feel it and hurt a little bit, and then come up, approach a bar that's got more weight you've ever done before.
Ever lifted,
And to do that, and to do it after being taxed on a pretty tough workout, and a deadlift before that. So what it does to you is more mental than it is physical, or at least as much, because it tells you, I can do more than I think I can. And if you next time approach it with that attitude, you're always going to be hitting new PRs and new challenges.
So I think, and if you have that mentality, and you understand, like if you look at like what CrossFit is really about, it is pushing those limits, and it's the neurological adaptation, and intensity or fight or flight is what pushes you to that. Now, I mean, every day, like today, my back is a little weird, so I didn't really do much of anything, but I warmed up and did stuff. It's hard to get through. I've been doing this for 15 years, and I still have to tell people, back, by, chest and try, legs. We're not doing hypertrophy. It doesn't actually work. And so I would love it if like that idea bled through more, that interesting, if I push with more intensity, I'll actually have better gains. So, I mean, a good one was in just pushing through the body. When Cruzado was here, I mean, he's much fitter than me. He's younger, more flexible, he can lift more. right? I mean, all the metrics. But when we get into a workout, he would rest too much. And literally, the secret to the success was, if you think you need to rest, just don't.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Take 2 breaths and go again.
That's right.
And he was like, holy crap. And so, then he blew everything away.
Well, that's along those lines. I think people think about CrossFit. They think about the physical demand of it. And they think about the, like for me, I've told you before, I didn't get into it for probably 10 years, even though I wanted to, because
it was going to hurt you.
Well, I just thought, I don't really want to pay for, a short little CrossFit career for the next 50 years of my life. Well, then I get into it, and it's not nearly like that.
Yeah.
I love it, but it's all you think about, or at least all I thought about, was the physical aspect.
Yeah.
But I think, I just turned 40. I want to be doing this for 40 more years. So
I'm with you. That's exactly.
And you get to the point where it's the confidence thing. It's I'm not afraid I'm going to get hurt.
Right.
Because enough reps, enough situations, enough time to understand the movements, and enough stretching and warm up and cool down, and you get over those hurdles, and you can do way more than you think you can. I think that's the fun part. That's the challenge. I'm not going to be getting PRs the rest of my life.
No. Well, I still do.
Well,
I mean,
are you 40-something?
Yeah.
When you're 60-something, you're not going to be getting a deadlift 1 rep max.
Maybe not.
But what you can do, though, is push through mental barriers.
Yes. You dig deep. Or, like we did that, the first open workout we did in, 2013 or 2014? It was a repeat. So, I mean, I've been doing CrossFit for that long.
Yeah.
And so, what is that, 9 years ago? So I'm 9 years older. And arguably, 9 years ago, so that was in the throes of the awesomeness of, CrossFit, and we were doing...
Go till you puke.
I mean, we were doing all the crazy shit. Handstand, ring handstand push-ups. I mean, why would you do that, right? We were doing all that stuff. So anyway,
with a cigarette in your mouth?
With a cigarette, yes, right. With iron cross, one-handed, while smoking. But that's, so almost 50.
No, don't do it, Shana. Then I'll owe you one. I don't want, oh, no.
Oh, she wants to be owed. But I think that's really it, is if you dig deep, if you look inside yourself and, take care of yourself, listen to the coach, listen to your body. I mean, what would it... Years ago, we were thinking, what would it look like if we've been doing this for 15 years? I mean, it looks like I'm still in shape. I'm still moving. Good thing. I can still do muscle-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the big thing, is having a good sticky why and understanding, why you're driving towards it. I want to coach my kids' in sports, or be an active adult, or...
Well, I think you have to find something. Yeah. I have to have something I'm trying to achieve or aiming for, and mentally planning for the day that will come. It's not here yet, but it'll come, where getting 1 rep maxes aren't going to happen anymore in the future. And so what's it going to be then? I don't want to quote unquote retire from doing CrossFit just because I can't lift as much anymore. So what's going to be the thing? Well, it's going to be mental breakthrough. I think.
That's right. Well, I think that in some cases, because we're not focusing specifically on Olympic lifts, you'll always improve a little bit, because our skills will get better, and we'll get a little bit stronger, and we'll get on so many of the guys, if they would just pull under the bar. So once somebody learns that, you're like, oh, I just unlocked another 30 pounds.
Yeah, sure.
Because you're under the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I hit I think I had a 1 pound PR on a jerk, split jerk. And I haven't done those in a long time. But it's, getting under the bar faster, being more confident, whatever. Right. But,
well, Finn, just doing 25 unbroken burpee pull-ups for a 6'5" for me, if you told me that before the workout, I'd be like,
I don't know.
I'm not sure. I don't want it bad enough. I don't have the desire to get to that point in the workout in 15 minutes. But when you break through it, and you're like, well, I have to beat last time.
Yeah. Well, and that's kind of when I thought this, redoing programming would be good. So we would have more opportunity for PR. But what I didn't realize is, the year is different, the month is different, you're on vacation different. Yeah. And so I created the bipolar situation where I did beat it, yes, but then there's 4 days I didn't beat it. So you're okay. Yeah, it didn't exactly come out the way I thought.
Yeah.
But
well, Andy, just know that when Joe Rogan calls you to be on his podcast, just drop my name, will you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to talk about Vincent Financial. And
brought to you by Vincent Financial Group.
If you need investment strategies and whole life policies, I can't remember the video Decker did, or whatever he did.
Yeah. That's in there.
How'd the basketball go?
Good.
Yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
Did you guys win as you were away?
Well, the bummer of it was, no. No.
So weirdly, if you went on vacation and took some of the team with you, you didn't win.
Well, and I think they lost by 6 points.
Oh, that's not too bad.
And you never know, but I'm fairly confident the team we played, had Eli been there, we probably would have got to the Final Four.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is what it is.
And now it's the next sport. What is he playing now?
Flag football.
Okay. That was my jam. That was my favorite.
And then he wants to do basketball year round, so.
He probably has it in his, if you put him in basketball long enough, he'll be taller.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Get around those.
This is actually funny. So I love these sociology things. Or I don't know if that's what it is, but like Occam's razor and
Appreciate it, man. You too.
I walked into a table the other day.
Yeah. These two guys walked into a bar. It was kind of funny because you would have thought the second one would have seen it after the first one hit it. What? Wait a minute. Thank you, Shane.
Two guys walked into a bar, the third guy ducked.
That's better. That's faster. Yeah. I should have said it like that. Yeah. Hey, thanks for one-upping my joke.
Pete and repeat went into a bar. Pete walked out. Who was left?
Repeat.
No. Oh, man.
I like how Nick snuck on a 10 in there. Look at that.
Oh, in the middle?
He snuck a little 10
Hey,
in
that's
there.
okay. It doesn't have to be symmetric. I forgot what I was telling you. It was going to be good, though.
It was about
don't know.
Eli getting taller around basketball.
Oh,
courts.
yeah. So, yeah, these ideas, right? So, like Bonhoeffer's theory of stupidity, all these things that like they quantified the ways we think. Anyway, everyone would agree that basketball does not make you taller, right? I mean, that just makes sense.
Right.
It doesn't make you taller. It just weeds out those that aren't tall. Weirdly, I'm going to say something and you're going to fight it.
Okay.
Gymnastics does not make you small.
I'll fight that all day long.
It's right? Because people are like, well, I thought I always heard gymnastics made you small. No, it just weeds out the tall people because they go play basketball, right? Weightlifting makes you small. No. I mean, no. Really, your bones can't grow to the muscle?
Someone tell Brent Fikowski that.
I don't know who that is. So.
Oh, you don't? He's my favorite CrossFitter because he's like 6'2" plus.
So that's a powerhouse.
He can do all the stuff.
There's some dudes in there, they're like, wow, you are big.
Yeah.
Yeah, wrestling and CrossFit are made for us small people.
Yep.
And the
which I think makes me want to do it even more.
Yeah, to show them, see, I can do this.
Yeah, or even just like, I'm not supposed to be here.
No, you can be. This is for anybody. It's the sport of it.
I mean, if you walked into a basketball gym, you wouldn't be shocked to see me. You walk into a CrossFit gym, you're like, this guy, I don't know.
Well, so you're there for health and fitness.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I walked into a nobody picks me for their team unless they're like, hey, we needed someone to steal the ball. I can do that because it has to go to the ground. You have to dribble to the ground, and I am way closer to the ground. That's what I did. I stole the ball and passed. The unsung hero, the passers.
If I could get my son's basketball team to recognize how important that is, we would have won last week.
Just pass. Yeah. I took about the girls' team. Rebecca's kid was on my team.
No.
So back in Cherokee Christian, I took the middle school girls' team, and I mean, there's many things that a middle school girls' basketball team can't do, and one of them is dribble. They can't juggle either, but they can't dribble. And it's usually a high-scoring game of like 2-6. Yeah. So I was like, huh. And I was watching the boys play. I'm like, we could probably pass the ball down the court and not worry about dribbling yet. So we did that, and we were beating up on some people, and this one coach looked at me and said, you can't do that. And I was like, do what? He's like, you can't play like boys' team? I'm like, what?
This is the 90s.
Yeah. So you can't juggle or dribble, man. We can't yet.
We had those drills in high school where you couldn't dribble the ball.
Yeah.
You had to score. You had to play basketball full court, but you could not dribble.
Right. And you're like,
and the whole point was you can move the ball faster by passing
faster.
it than you can by dribbling.
Yeah. That and if you anticipate, I mean, it's just like anything. It's a sport. If you guys can, we should be stretching. If we can get into each other's head and we know what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
So, what is your next health and fitness goal?
I think I'm going to set some kind of pretty big goal.
Ooh.
Like
doing a venture race with Andy.
Well, yeah, that's a good example. Or like climbing a 14er in Colorado in under a certain period of time.
Oh, wow.
So I just read a couple of books. I told you about these books.
Yeah. Which books did you read?
Well, one of them was David Goggins' book, Can't Hurt Me.
Yeah.
I avoided it because I thought he was I'll put it this way. I judged him.
Yeah.
I didn't anticipate his book or his message being actually worth something. I thought he was just a personality who found a way to kind of capitalize on it being extreme.
Yeah.
But no, actually it was really, and there's something about challenging yourself in attempting to do something that you think you can't do.
Right. Oh, yeah.
And the breakthroughs that come from that. That's kind of fascinated me because there's, like I said, there's been a few different themes, or a common theme, I should say, in a few different mediums I've been listening to and reading, and that's been the one. So
right.
I don't know what that big goal is going to be.
Right.
But something significant. Like they do, him and Cameron Haynes and some other guys, they're all into these 100-mile races. Yeah. I have no desire to run 100 miles. I have no desire to do a 10K, let alone a marathon, let alone 100 miles. But because running for that long just bores the heck out of me.
That's right.
But
on a trail, it's not as bad.
Yeah, but if you said, hey, we're gonna summit this 14,500 foot peak in Colorado, and we're gonna do it in under X hours.
Yeah.
Now that's I could get in on.
What about hike the Georgia Appalachian Trail?
Yeah, I've done that.
3 days.
Well, not in time though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something like that.
That's 90 miles in 3 days.
That's one of my next. I've got to be realistic in my. Those things both take time.
So when you say you got to be realistic, you mean I got to ask my wife?
Yes, exactly. I got to measure it against the already packed calendar and kids' activities and business and everything else.
But I think that does help if you have not only a good, like, why am I doing this stuff, but I also have a event or a goal that I'm shooting for.
Well, that's what.
It's like investing. If you tell people how much do you want to retire at.
What's the end? I can't measure success for you along the way unless I know what your end goal is.
Right.
Well, that's looking
right
good.
There.
Looking good.
That. Nick's end goal is to have smoking hiney
bigger
muscles.
370 bitches.
That's his waistline. 370 is what he said.
But as you know, I'm going to get my L1 at some point.
Yeah. So, well, you're at Mayhem. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah. So as I've been reading through it, one of the things I realized is that one of the fundamental end goals of CrossFit when it first started, when Glassman first put it together, was to play sports.
Right.
And CrossFit was a function of getting better at sports. Well, I've gotten out of sports and more into just coming to the gym, which is not a problem, but I need to have some sort of outlet for all these new...
That's right. It also expresses it, and you're like, hey, look at this, look what I can do.
Yeah.
Right. So I've said this multiple times that I find it fascinating. Like if you go to Canyon's Burgers downtown Woodstock and you ask them who's got the best hamburger,
they're going to say
we do, of course. We're the pinnacle.
It's pretty good.
If you buy fish oil from somebody, that somebody needs to be like, our fish oil's the pinnacle, right? CrossFit is the only thing I've ever seen that you're like, hey, what's the base layer? What should I be doing at the beginning? Rest and nutrition. Okay. Well, what's the culmination? What should I do at the top? What's go play a sport? Like, okay, so it's not CrossFit? Like, no, we're in the in-between.
Right.
We're important.
It's a means to an end.
Yeah.
And it's fun in between, but yeah.
Yeah. So it's fascinating that they don't tout themselves. And then another guy I was listening, I like CrossFit Linchpin. It's one of the OG CrossFit guys. He does an online programming thing. Anyway, he said it the other day, and I'm like, I've been thinking this, but never put it into words. And he said, the sport of CrossFit, chasing the gains, is actually unhealthy.
Yeah.
I'm like, fascinating. I agree completely with this, and I don't know why. And for the last 2 weeks, I've been unpacking it in my head.
I think that was very not random, wasn't it? I think I heard that one.
Yeah. Well, it's true. I think he does that. He does that, and he does Linchpin. I think he said it in both. But that's exactly it.
Yeah.
And
well, it's either unhealthy or it's just not even realistic for someone like me. Like
anybody could chase it.
I guess
But
with not
the
realistic
scars
goal.
it leaves behind.
Right.
And it's unsustainable. Like I literally have done this for 15 years. It's very sustainable.
Right.
I have not eaten sugar or bread for 8 years. Relatively sustainable. But doing the stuff that I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I still want to play sport. So I do the adventure race is kind of my outlet. And the other day, it's easier on your calendar if you can convince a kid to do it. You can get away time.
I think in a few more years my kids will be
old enough to do it.
Yeah.
You gotta hook them sooner because at around 8th grade, their friends become way too important. And I think one of yours is in 8th grade, right?
I got a freshman.
Freshman, yeah.
Yep.
So it's hard to get it's hard for me to hang out with Levi. And he's got too many things, it's too important. But I was at dinner with Evie and Verity, and Evie said she wanted to do something like another adventure. I was like, yeah, let's do something epic. I said, how about do an adventure race with me? Fully expecting the 100th no. She's like, okay.
Wait, this was Evie or this was
Evie? No, Evie, yeah. And Verity and I looked at each other like, bizarro Evie? So
That's cool.
She would do well with it. She is very weirdly talented in the odd physical gifts. So I bet you she could ride a unicycle and juggle as well. But anyway, so it's easier to have those adventures. Or if you set it up like, hey, it's a guy's trip. If you can get people like I don't like doing those adventures. Like hiking the AT by myself sounds super boring and not fun. I won't do it. I won't win at it.
Yeah.
I can't win, whatever. I won't complete it. But hiking the AT for a week with friends,
yeah, totally.
I can do that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe there is this...
David, one of those 35-pounders weighs 36 pounds. I don't know, but when you put them on there and you lift, you're going to be like, I don't know which one it is, but one of them weighs 1 pound more.
You can just say both of them do.
And it's... You'll feel it. When you go to lift, you'll be like, what's wrong with this? I need to find that one and put a bigger paint mark on it.
Hey, Nick, DT's actually 155.
I think he just told us both we were number one.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to get loud in here. What other two books did you read before I turned this around?
What's funny is the titles escape me, but it's Dr. Caroline Leaf, Think, Imagine, Learn, Learn, Imagine, Think, Grow, Learn, Think, Grow, Learn.
I think I actually listened to that one.
Fascinated me.
Yeah.
And then Cameron Haynes, who he's basically the best bow hunter in the world.
The best what?
Bow hunter.
Bow hunter.
Like he's but extreme. He's like on foot hunting elk in the Rockies.
Oh wow.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But he runs 100-miler races.
Yeah.
Once a month.
Right.
More often than that sometimes.
Well, so by that I can tell he's not married.
He's married.
He is.
I don't know how it works. I know.
Please leave my house. Okay, I'm going to go for 100-mile.
Exactly. Like every day. But I think he's gotten to the point now, like a lot of these personalities who have become famous, like their job is now their hobby.
Right.
They get paid to do their hobby.
True.
So it's his 8 hours is running, lifting, and shooting.
Right. That's right. Make a big enough
you get a big enough
content
following,
page, whatever.
sell enough books, and then you get product lines named after you, and the next thing you know, you're...
Right.
So, which is awesome. But,
yeah.
So that book, David Goggins' book, but all of them, the Goggins and Haynes books are more just kind of their stories.
Right.
The Think, Learn, Grow is more
how to
scientific and even spiritual to a certain extent.
Did you read them or listen to them?
I read them.
Yeah. I'm too slow for reading.
I read on like a paper book. Like I don't read on my phone.
I can't read like a Kindle.
I just love it.
Yeah, I do. If I like a book enough, I'll buy a couple copies of it and pass them out.
Give it out. Yeah, I do that too. Yep.
Anyway, all right.
Cool. Good
Put
stuff.
these things down. See if it worked. So this button on the bottom turns it off. Just hold it down for a while.